Yeah, so this is an EFT practice to connect us to a sense of inner support and outer support as well, and courage. So we can take up worthy space in this life, in our relationships, how we communicate and express, how we show up, how we walk down the street. And it can be very easy, especially in times of feeling under pressure, feeling pulled in many different directions, feeling under-resourced, that we can feel distanced from that support, both that's around us, coming from other people, coming from our surroundings, coming from the things that light us up, and also disconnecting ourselves from that inner resource. I know for those of you who have followed me and listened to me speak about, the more that we are living on autopilot and really running headfirst in survival mode, we are distancing ourselves from so many different facets of who we are. And in that process, we're distancing ourselves from that sense of inner support, that reminder of just how capable we are. And so this EFT practice is very much about just starting to have that dialogue with that inner resource again, and remind ourselves that we do have this immense capability and support. When it comes to courage, living in a way that feels honest and being seen doing that, for anyone who's ever read a word of Brené Brown, knows that you can't have courage without vulnerability. So with that, as always, this practice is an invitation, and you decide where you go with this, how deep into this you go with me today. And if anything feels too much, listen to that wisdom of your nervous system and yourself. This practice isn't going anywhere, and you can always come back to it and gently build your capacity to hold and meet more of what it brings up for you over time. And the beauty of these sorts of practices is that each experience of coming to these practices will be different, depending on where you're at, what your day's brought you, how you slept, what you've eaten. These are practices that will continue to unfold and give us unique experiences every time we come back to them. We're all walking ourselves home at our own pace, right? So honor your pace, okay? So before we dive into this EFT practice today, I invite you just to make sure you're comfortable, make sure you have everything you need, make sure you've had a nice big glug of water. When it comes to the energetic aspect of this work, the more hydrated we are, the better. I'm going to have a glug as well. And make sure that for the next 15 minutes, you might just not be interrupted. Now, I'm just going to run through the EFT points that we're going to be working with today, and then we're going to get going. So to start with, we're going to be coming to the karate chop point, the side of the hand, and just using, you can use all three middle fingers for this, just lightly tapping here. And we're going to start here as we're opening up the practice today. And then we'll be coming to the crown of the head. Then we come to the inner eyebrow, and the top of the eyebrow where the arch of your brow runs, the outside of the eye where your socket is, and under the eye, again on that line of the socket here. We'll come below the nose where the two front teeth meet the gum, and on the chin where those two bottom teeth meet the gum. And we'll lightly tap on the collarbone here, just where that indentation is, just underneath the collarbone. And we'll be coming to the side of the body where your bra strap runs. And then we'll be using, you can use your peace fingers to tap across the wrist. Now I'm holding my hand up, but you can do this with your hand resting in your lap. Now, if any of these moves aren't accessible to you, don't feel comfortable, cause pain, you can skip it. You can hang out you can just tap on your chest if you prefer, if any of these aren't accessible to you. Make this practice work for you. Don't try and fit yourself into it. Okay. And as always, if you do this and something doesn't quite feel right, always feel free to reach out to me. There is 1,000,000,001 ways that we can do a practice to make it support us. So let's start by tapping on that karate chop point. Now, I'm going to be using some broader phrases that you can fill in your own experience as we go through. Now, as we tap on this karate chop point here, relaxing the shoulders, maybe having a bit of a yawn. Make that yawn really satisfying. If you go there with me, release the jaw, maybe even stick out the tongue. Just release the throat. And then just start to connect to a slightly longer breath, one that's still comfortable and one that you can maintain. And as you continue to tap on this karate chop point, take a moment to bring to mind where in your life you might be needing, or that you're already using courage to guide you forward. Perhaps it's so that you're expressing yourself honestly, showing up in a way that feels new, stretchy, unfamiliar. Perhaps it's to communicate what's important to you, or simply through your actions be communicating what's important to you. So whether you're already having to do that, or whether you know that that's coming up for you, just take a moment to connect to that aspect of your life. And there might be a few elements of your life where that's really calling for you to do this at the moment. Go to the one that feels the most resonant. And perhaps the first one that comes to you is the one we work with today. And you can always come back to this practice and work through all those different aspects in your own time. As you continue to tap on the side of the hand, welcome the body's response as you connect to that part of your life that's requiring you to show up and really access courage. Welcome any tension, any sense of charge in your system, perhaps nerves, doubt, excitement. Maybe you notice that you lift in your posture, or perhaps you start to find yourself softening in, just noticing what's the body's response right now to connecting to what's being asked of you, or what you're asking of yourself. Perhaps there's just a sense of I can, or I must. And how might that show up in your body as you connect to this? Continue to tap on the side of the hand, keep the breath steady. And if there are any thoughts or emotions that are in this mix, naming those emotions, noticing where they are in the body. And giving whatever sensation you notice, where is it? Does it have a shape or a colour, a temperature, a movement to it? And if it feels available to you, just connecting to that sensation and rating its intensity of that response out of 10. Keeping the breath slow, keep tapping on the side of the hand. Connect your body to whatever you're sitting on and the steadiness of that. Where your body meets the floor, whether that's your bum or your feet or both. And we're going to start the practice now. So as you continue to tap, repeating after me, as I connect to this courage, the courage that I need, perhaps it's here referencing what you need it for. I am noticing, and just put into a few words what you're noticing in the body, in your thoughts and in your emotions. And then following me with these words, I am meeting this honest experience with kindness and curiosity. Let's take that again, repeating after me and filling in the gaps here so it's making it your own. As I choose to connect to this courage, that is always within me, right here, right now. And now, in your own words, referencing what you need that courage for, or the self-belief that you need to nurture. And then saying, I am noticing, and put into a few words what you're noticing in your body and in your emotions. And continuing to tap, repeating after me, I choose to meet myself with curiosity and kindness right here, right now. And just taking a big breath in and a big old satisfying breath out. Let's take that one more time. As I choose to awaken to this courage that is always within me. And now, in your own words, referencing what you need that courage for. I am noticing, and put into a few words what you're noticing in your body, thoughts and emotions. And repeating after me, I'm choosing to support and care for myself right here, right now. And then we're going to move to the crown of the head. And the crown of the head isn't right at the top, it's just slightly forward. Continue to tap there. My need for courage is activating these emotions, and in your own words, what emotions they're activating for you right now. And then in your inner eyebrow, connecting to courage and support is bringing these sensations, and talk about what sensations are in your body in your own words. Bringing these sensations in my body right now. And the top of the eyebrow, these emotions in your own words. And the side of the eye, these sensations in your own words that are showing up in my body right here, right now. And then under the eye, these are bringing me into a conversation with my courage. And under the nose, these are bringing me into a courageous conversation with myself. And to the chin, referencing once more this emotion in your own words. Into the collarbone, these sensations in your own words that are showing up in my body. And then to the side of the body, these are bringing me into direct conversation with the courage and resilience within me. And across the wrist, I accept all that's present for me right here, right now. And I'm meeting myself with care and curiosity. And then the crown of the head, these emotions in your own words that are alive in my body. Into your inner eyebrow, these sensations in your own words that are being communicated to me. And the top of the eyebrow, I know that these are here because to be courageous in the way I need is also vulnerable. And just taking a few big breaths here in that honest space of vulnerability. Perhaps as you continue to tap here, just saying to yourself, I've got you. I'm supported here. I've got you. I'm supported here. Okay, and then we're going to move to the side of the eye. I know that these thoughts, and fill in your words what thoughts arise when you connect to that area of your life that needs courage. These are a human response to me evolving and learning and showing up in new and beautiful ways. Under the eye, I know that these thoughts and emotions And fill in your words to the thoughts and emotions that have arisen. These are a human response to me showing up in ways that require trust and resilience. And the top lip. I know I can be with these thoughts and emotions. And fill in your words here, what thoughts and emotions are present. I can be with them as I breathe big into my body right now. Into the chin. I know I can be with these thoughts, emotions, and sensations. And also feel the steadiness of the earth and the expanse of my heart. And for a moment here, as we continue to tap on the chin, just connect to where your body meets the support of the chair, the floor. Feel that steadiness. And then take some big breaths, breathe them into the heart, and maybe even place a hand here just to help you gently bring the breath into the hand, bring it into this space. Letting that hand rest down. We're going to now tap onto that collarbone. I choose right now to hold myself with this assuredness and trust into the side of the body. I can hold and meet any resistance, this vulnerability, and this unashamed courage. And across the wrist. I choose to gather and hold this courage as my own for this moment. And we're just going to start to tap onto the side of the hand again, that karate chop point. Just take a few steady breaths, filling up right to the top. And letting it go. Sense that breath filling up right to the top of your head. And that exhale dropping you right down into your feet, the base of your body, down into the earth. And take a moment here just to feel your state, your mood, any body sensation that's here. What are your energy levels right now? Just notice how it feels. Your human, honest experience right now. Now, as we continue to tap on this karate chop point, bringing to mind the people, the places, the practices, the experiences that support you unconditionally. The people, the places, the practices, the experiences that remind you of your steadiness, of your gifts, of your ability, of your light. Just take a moment to bring those people, places, things to mind. And let faces and images just run past your eyes if you have your eyes closed. And keeping the breath slow and deep. Now, as we move through this next round of tapping, at each point in this next round, I invite you to say what or who those people are, or places are, or things are, and what they remind you of. What they remind you of in yourself, what they remind you of what you're connected to. Okay, so as we get to the crown of the head, mention one of those people or something and what they remind you of in yourself, what they connect you to. And then to the inner eyebrow, something or someone, and what they remind you of, connect you to. And to the upper eyebrow, something or someone else, and what they remind you of or connect you to. The side of the eye mentions another something or someone and what they remind you of and reconnect you to. And we're going to keep on going around this. And if you've run out of things and people and places, then you can go ahead and repeat them. We're going to go under the eye, bringing to mind something or someone, and taking a moment to say out loud what they remind you of or reconnect you to. Under the nose, bringing to mind that something or someone and what they remind you of and connect you to. And to the chin, same again. And to the collarbone, same again. And to the side of the body, bringing to mind someone or something or somewhere, what they remind you of, what they reconnect you to. And now across the wrist, repeating after me. I choose to connect to this support, both in and around me, into the crown of the head. I am courageous and supported. Into the inner eyebrow. I am courageous and I am supported. The upper eyebrow. I am courageous and I am supported. To the outer eye. I am courageous and I am supported. And under the eye. I am courageous and I am supported. Under the nose. I am courageous and I am supported. Into the chin. And you might repeat what we've just said. You might bring some other phrases to mind that feel really resonant, feel particularly evoking or connecting to that courage, to that inner strength. Into the collarbone. I am courageous and I am supported. Or some different words that resonate more to you. Side of the body. I am courageous and I am supported. And across the wrist. I am courageous and I'm supported. And then slow down that tap and taking your hands to your heart, closing the eyes or letting the focus soften away from the screen. Take a moment just to notice what's present in your body right now. What your attention is drawn to. What's arising in your heart, this whole field of sensation. And coming back to that aspect of your life that's requiring you to step up, access courage, access vulnerability, find some safety in showing up in this way. Connect back to that aspect of your life for a moment. As you breathe big in and out of the heart. Notice how the body is responding now. Has the response changed? If it feels exactly the same, perhaps you go round this practice again. Take a moment here just to breathe into this heart space and gather all that you've created in this practice into this space. Sense the potential of this state that you're in. This wholehearted, unapologetic courage. What's the potential of being able to move through life, show up in that aspect of your life with this present? How could it guide you? How could it support you? How could it shift the way that you show up? And just take a final moment, big breath in and out here. And slower than the slow, let the hands just rest down into the lap, let the chin drop down. Perhaps rating the intensity of that response out of 10 now, noticing if that intensity score has gone down or changed in any way. And then before you go on about your day, just taking a moment to have a wiggle through the body. Have a stretch, have a yawn, maybe even jot down anything that's coming up in your journal. and then go on about your day. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And please, 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 as always, let me know how this practice lands for you. I really look forward to hearing what this evokes. All for those conversations. Have a gorgeous rest of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.